What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr, and today we are here with our second place OTS participant who was able to gain his invite with Orcust K9. So Matthew, please take us through your Orcust K9 list.
Okay, we'll go through card by card. First things first, we have Yugioh. Yugioh is the primary starter for the deck. Dumps it when he sends it, and also allows you to create tokens, which can create some really strange game states. However, there's times I caught people on Fenrir in hand, and you give them a token, so that sort of catches them out. The primary thing you'll be sending off of Yugioh will be your Harp Horror. This allows you to banish 2 special from deck. Essentially that just allows you to get the extra bodies. We're only going to play one. We're playing a pretty small Orcus package. We're only playing the 1 symbol skeleton. This is part of standard combo. I decided to cut down on the Orcus package, as I felt previously it was just a little bit too clunky, and I wanted to get my deck down to 40. We also have 1 World Chalice card. This is the bridge between the 2 engines. It's searchable off Galatea Eye, and you go Yugioh, reveal this, and this allows you to access it. Finally, we have 1 Crescendo, 1 Babel, and 1 Foolish. And these 2 are both searchable throughout your combo. And finally, we have Foolish, which allows you to send a Harp Horror, which allows you to get into this. It means you'll at least be able to Galatea pass, essentially, if you get caught on something weird. Secondly, we have a K9 engine. First of all, we have 1 Noroi. This card, recently released, is frankly disgusting. It allows you to both gain information and special from deck. And also, if you want to see 1 K9 in your hand, this is it. Secondly, what I think is the best K9 card, it's Yugioh. Just reveal itself in any 5. It also allows you to search a K9 that is especially just not itself. Then as far, we also have 1 Lantern. This card's a bit Winmori, I feel like. However, it gets you so much advantage, as well as allows you to get the forced release. It just feels incredibly strong. Finally, we got the Hand Trap. You're probably all pretty standard at this point, where we have the 3 Azuna and the Lupus. This will just allow you to create interrupts in your opponent's turn, really for just playing the game, essentially. As for the Spill Traps in it, we have 2 Case to search. I always contemplate switching between going up to 3 in this, especially now Noroi is released. I feel like there's a case where you would. We have 1 Force Release, where this is a bit... Yet again, it's a brick, and I have an awful habit of opening it. However, the ceiling from it is very strong. What's about 2 Chaotic Elements. In case we go 3 of this and 1 of this. However, I find myself opening multiple of these and feeling very sad as a result. So, we decided not to. And finally, for the card you'll see reveal in my extra deck, we're playing Riverstormer, which allows me to start Scrap Recycler, which can dump your Harp Horror and get you back into your Orcust engine. As for non-engine, reasonably standard. We just went 3 Ash, 3 Furlos, 3 Bell. Initially this was Crow, however Draco Tail has an awful habit of finding in my normal summon, and you want something that also just contests them, to contest the traps they're going to set, because if you extend through it and they're playing, it makes it a very awkward matchup. We're also on 3 Imperm, 1 Talents, 1 Call By. These were initially side cards, however I really just needed the extra cards, and I think they're so oppressive in certain game states that it's worth playing them. So yeah, that is all for the main deck. We'll move towards the extra deck. So first of all, we'll go for the Orcus. We've got 1 Yugioh, 1 Galatea Eye, 2 Galatea, 1 Long Yugioh, 1 End Yugioh. Essentially your end board, what you're aiming for is this guy, Ripper. So this with Crescendo set. This and Skeleton and Grave, and then you want a Ripper and a Forced Release. That's your sort of standard end board if you get everything you want. It's not the most oppressive end board of all time, however, most people really struggle to push through it. The bridges between the 2 engines, we play these 3. So you put 2 5s and it allows you to search Scrap Recycler, then you can use this and a Noroi to make Platinum Gadget. Platinum Gadget can then summon a Scrap Recycler free hand. There's also situations where you open Yugioh on a 5, you can make this, and it will send 2 K9s from deck to grave. As for the 5s and the K9 part of the extra deck, we have the following. We have 1 K9 Ripper, which is essentially Call By and Legs, as well as providing a search of any K9 card. My chosen interrupt off of Azuna was Valon. I feel like Valon is probably the superior choice, especially in decks with tight extra decks. If I had a very liberal amount of extra deck space, I would instead choose to play the Nash Knight. I feel like it has more upside. However, this does not require multiple extra deck spaces. Werewolf for summoning off Force Release, and finally Typhon. Sorry if I made the space a bit awkward here. However, we'll go here. The last 2 cards are just these following. These are potential end board pieces. where you just want to end. If you open a pretty high roll hand, you can end on IP Masquerade, which you can go into SP on your opponent's turn. Finally, we have the side deck. This is quite rogue. This is where the least amount of thought went into the deck. First of all, we have 3 Bestials. This is pretty good coverage into the current meta, where it hits, if you catch your opponent on a weird hand and you hit their one-off Murakumo, especially in Mitsurugi variants, it's extremely oppressive and can just win you the game on the spot. If your opponent only has one yummy name engraved and you catch a weird set, like earlier on I caught a Lollipo, where he's going to attempt to banish my Harpor, and I caught him out in that, and that just won me the game on the spot. Secondly, we have 3 Fenrir. This is simply here because I don't want going first. I really don't like dealing with my opponent's Azuna. This is a lot better, especially when there's Vanquish as well, because he stopless in field and also gets rid of things like Holy Sue. It's just a very good card to have as your first activation. Going second, it's particularly good in the certain end boards as well. Thirdly, we have Nib. This card pretty much carried me today. I played a lot of various combo decks, and this essentially just clear. Unless you're playing K9, this card usually resolves at this point. Go first, I win buttons. We have 2 D-Barrier and 1 Solemn Judgment. It probably should be 3 D-Barrier, however, people keep Dark Ruler in me, and I've been double Dark Rulered too many times. Hi, Donald. So I play 1 Judgment, as well as that. Other side cards we are on 1 Lightning Storm, 1 Duster. I just need something because a lot of people here play back row decks, and this deck, unfortunately, is not good enough into set 5. Final card in the side deck is 1 Clockwork Knight. This is searchable throughout your combo and FTK's yummy and really puts a shift in the Mitsu, as it means they cannot tribute the Havoc Fury off the field. So yeah, that's essentially what I played today. Thank you for watching.
Excellent. So nice and easy on that one. What were your matchups, if you can remember?
Yummy. Pure K9 lost to. And then I played against a Tenpai Mitsurugi, which this card managed to clear both of them entirely. Because no fire dragons and no reptiles on field.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on that one. You were able to get your invite with one of your, if not the favourite deck that you play. So that's really kind of cool to see. And it means that we expect a bit more of a maybe mishmatch, crazy duels in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe and, of course,
Happy dueling!